What's up with y'all, man? It's your boy David. We are back with another reaction video, and I'm really excited for this reaction because, as y'all can see by the title, a deep dive into J. Cole's For Your Eyes Only. Y'all know I fucking love J. Cole. He's my favorite rapper of all time. If I had a list, it would be J. Cole, Drake, Future, everybody else. Now, hopefully y'all can ignore the noise coming from the outside. My parents are mad loud. Let me make sure this shit's it's all good. But with that being said, if you like what y'all see, make sure you like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're going to be doing a deep dive into the For Your Eyes Only. Hopefully he talks about every single song. It's going to be a longer video. It's 47 minutes. So, you know what I'm saying? Grab you some popcorn and some snacks. You know what I'm saying? Get with it. And with that being said, fuck with y'all. Love y'all. Let's get straight to it. Nina. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Is he going to be just the song or the album? It might be the album. Yeah, because, yeah. Jermaine, bro, J. Cole's old freeforms got so much aura. Like, his freeforms look so nostalgic. Like, look, y'all. Bro, these freeforms, they look so nostalgic, bro. Like, I can't even explain it, bro. No cap. All right.
It's a cold, rainy evening for James, as whatever he does, he can't seem to look away from the pouring rain out the window.
I see the rain pouring down.
And when I say rap is poetry, this is what I mean. Like, when I say rap, it's not lyrical, miracle, herical, dear, not no shit like that. It's painting a picture of the world with your words in a very meaningful way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I really mean. Like, this man is like, I swear on some of these songs, he's really painting a picture with his words, and I can really feel images play in my mind that correspond to the words I'm hearing him say. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? Like, that should be crazy. But let's keep going.
J. Cole's For Your Eyes Only is to me his masterpiece, and one of the most important stories that's ever been told in an album. And the craziest thing is that he's not telling the story from his own perspective, but instead from the perspective of a character named James McMillan Jr., the James who feels lost, who only sees rain in front of him.
I'm searching and praying and hoping for something. I know I'm gonna see it.
The story in For Your Eyes Only starts with a kid who's lost absolutely everything. When he was just 8 years old, his father was shot and passed away, as he was deep in the drug dealing business. As for his mother, she was unfortunately an addict. Therefore, James didn't really have any parents to actually take care of him, so he went to live with his grandmother in this bad part of town.
I have no one, I'm lonely, my bridges have burnt down low.
And
could you imagine feeling at 8 years old that your bridges have burned down? At 8, bro. At 8. He's a baby. Feel like he has nowhere to turn to as a baby. Y'all keep that in mind for the later parts of this album, where they explain his decision making and how and his eventual, end. You know what I'm saying?
of course, who wouldn't feel lonely in all of this? He's just a teenager who lost his closest family. James just has his grandmother and some slightly older guys to talk to on the street. And paired up with the violence he sees often in his neighborhood, it's just a period of confusion for him. All his bridges have burned down. He just doesn't know where to go now.
Bells getting loud, ain't nowhere to hide, got nowhere to go. Put away my pride, tired of feeling low.
And at this point, you're like, why is an internationally famous rapper like J. Cole telling this incredibly sad story of a random kid? You think maybe it's like an alter...
The reason why is because his story means something to Jermaine, bro. Like, because that nigga grew up just like that nigga low-key. He a famous world star rapper, but he wouldn't know it's he wasn't always J. Cole. That nigga used to just be Jermaine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Ego or way to tell the story of his childhood in another perspective. But no, this is a real person who's not J. Cole, but he still raps from his perspective for some reason, which is so odd given how troubled this young man.
It's so beautiful. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't, we don't know who James is. We only know what J. Cole tells us, but from the outside looking in, bro, I'm not gonna lie, nobody could have told his story better. No one, except maybe his closest family, could have told his story better, because this shit beautiful, bro. Like, that album is gorgeous. Like, bro.
Is.
No way to live. Do I wanna die? I don't know.
Even though we don't know who this kid is yet, you're gonna see James is unwillingly gonna start to live a precarious life, where danger and death lurks around every corner.
I see the rain pouring down.
I love Immortal. I love this fucking song, nigga. Like, that beat so nostalgic to me. That nigga said, to die young legend or live a long life unfulfilled, cause you wanna change the world, but while alive you never will, cause they only fear you after you gone. Or I've been told, man.
On Immortal, it seems like a significant amount of time has passed because we already have a completely new James.
17 with a pocket full of hope, screaming dollar in a dream with my closet looking broke.
And my niggas looking clean, getting caught up with that dope. Oh my god.
We're introduced to James at a time where he's almost an adult. He's
Right.
17.
My
17.
niggas looking clean, getting caught up with that dope. Have you ever served a fiend with a pocket full of soap?
And that lost, sad kid we were introduced to is already a drug dealer. And we know that because a pocket full of soap is a reference to a way to smuggle crack cocaine easily, as they're very similar visually. And that way of living brings in more danger in James's life than he ever had before.
Nigga, I can tell you things that you probably shouldn't know. Have you ever heard the screams when the body hit the floor?
For Your Eyes Only doesn't hold back or shelter us from the reality.
I know it keeps it so real. It paints the horror of what that nigga been seeing. Have you ever heard the screams when the bodies hit the floor? Nigga, what? He ain't even talking about the body hitting the floor. He's talking about the screams, the stimuli of watching someone die in front of you and hearing everybody like go crazy at the death in front of you. This shit is crazy, bro.
Of a lifestyle like this.
Flashbacks to the pain, waking up cold sweat, 6 o'clock in the morning, gotta hit the boat.
It's a cycle. Waking up, working out, selling, watching out for the cops. The way it's described, it's like testing your luck every day. Eventually, just to be able to pay the bills.
Nowadays, crime pays like a part-time job, and the drought got me praying for a call time vibe.
But in the end, it's not even enough money, which prompts you to think like,
Which is crazy too. He's selling, pushing all this weight. Nigga still living broke, pushing all that weight. The system rigged, bruh. Don't count.
why James is even staying a drug dealer at this point.
I'm the pain 'cause it's hard for a fella. In my mind, I've been crying, know it's wrong, but I'm selling eyes.
He doesn't even make enough money, and he knows that what he's doing is wrong, but he can't find another job because he's already got a felony. So James is stuck in this criminal life. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't take pride in it.
Thinking about my niggas dead in the dirt, immortalized on his shirt.
Real niggas don't die.
At that point of James's life, there's a few concepts that are introduced to him. Like, for example, what it means to be real.
Real niggas don't die. Fall with the plot.
What it means to be real. What it means to be a real nigga, like in a society where you feel like you surrounded, or not even surrounded by, but you feel like everybody else is aspiring to be a real nigga, but they're not real niggas yet, for real. So they low-key fake niggas. You don't even know. You just lost, selling crack on the street, making no money. It's tough. And you got a felony, so you can't get a regular job neither. It's over with, bro.
On 745, form at the
Obviously, it's a slang term, so definitions might differ, but if we take the context of what's been happening to James in the first verse, as a 17-year-old kid, that's his definition of being real. Someone who hustles, is caught up in crime and violence, someone who has a lot of influence, and to him, being real That's what makes someone truly immortal. Something he thinks about because with all that violence, he's scared to die, right?
No, all I see is that green, nigga, that green. I'm a black king, black jeans on my
He's just about that cream. Cash rules everything around me. The kid we used to know is transforming into a man overwhelmed by pride. He's getting more involved in the business.
If they want a nigga, they gon' have to send a SWAT team. And I'm going out like Scarface in his last.
And therefore, the meaning of immortal changes from
He
being
had-
put on.
He had nowhere else to go, nowhere else to turn to, so he might as well go out like Scarface. It's getting deeper already. We're really getting there. This is a good little introduction to who James is. But wait till he starts talking about the other songs towards like the middle or the end. I don't know. It's gonna get darker.
Others around him to just himself. That's how James feels right now. He risks his life every day, but the more he does it and gets more involved in that fight,
Like he just seems like James is just a street dealing drug nigga. All that. That's what he seems like at the surface level. Because we're at the start. He's talking about real niggas not dying, being immortal, and not having nobody. He just seems like a real tough nigga, right? When we start pushing deeper into the album, we start to explore his internal working as a person, his love for the people that he has in his life, and his fear that eventually comes to pass. Oh my God, I'm cooking.
violence. He feels like he can die.
To die a young legend or live a long life unfulfilled. 'Cause
And the last verse wires it down to two choices for James. He can die young, a legend, or live a long life, but unfulfilled.
you want to change the world, but while alive, you never will. Cause they only feel you after you gone.
Underneath all that pride, there still seems to be a James that wants to make a positive change in the world. And it ties in with the sad thought that he shares. Tragedies are much more likely to lead to a change than an individual trying to change the world.
Death creeping in my thoughts lately. My one wish in this bitch, make it quick if the Lord take me.
Again, the meaning of immortal switches perspective. He's not thinking about it like pride or for himself anymore. He's thinking about what happens after he dies, what it's all gonna be for.
And now I'm caught between being heard and getting no damn.
And then we get to my favorite song on the album. This is my favorite song on the album. Low-key my favorite J. Cole song of all time right here. Deja Vu. Beautiful song. Gorgeous song. Let's keep going.
Hey, put a finger in the sky if you want it, nigga. Hey, put two fingers in the sky.
If you want to succeed in life, in some way, you have to say everybody else. Don't.
I didn't even notice that when he said they put a finger in the sky you want it. I would always do something like this, but that nigga really meant this shit. He said this the finger in the sky. This right here. That shit tough, nigga. And I was like, oh, I get it now. That's tough.
Let anybody tell you otherwise. In other words, put a finger in the sky. If you want love, put two fingers up. You have to make peace. These are two things that not only James, but everybody wants. It's the contrast between everybody and letting your guard down to let someone into your life.
Sometimes you worry about the things he can provide.
Y'all hear how flowy that beat is? Y'all hear the instrumental for that beat? It's the same one on the Bryson Tiller song, where it's like, please God save her for me. But this song came out before that one, and I said, so y'all tap in.
Whenever you around, I seem to come alive.
Deja vu.
Whenever you when I seem to come alive for you. I seem to come alive for you. Woo! Poetry, nigga.
Has James searched for one of these things, love, as he approaches a girl at a party.
He's quiet though, so you've been going on for years now. I saw you in the party, soft lips, soft spoken.
And not any girl, in fact.
I came to talk to you, but homie interfered now. He introduced you as a girl, and I was heartbroken. Some people talk about that love at first sight shit.
It seems it's been a few years since he had her in mind, trying to build up the courage to talk to her and see if the feelings mute.
Honestly, him talking to her at that moment is actually one of the most real nigga things he does in this whole album. Not selling drugs, not pushing weight. Not that. That ain't no real nigga shit. Him building up the courage to talk to her, that's some real nigga shit for real, for real. That's one of the most real nigga things he does in this whole entire album. No cap.
I came to talk to you, but homie interfered now. He introduced you as his girl and I was heartbroken.
Damn. It really feels like James is someone to which everything in his life started off on the wrong foot. Like, what more can go wrong?
Catch your eye and look away as if it never happened. At times I feel as though I'm caught up in a strange dream.
It's like the odds are always stacked against him, but that doesn't take away the fact that this girl is perfect to him.
If I could talk, then minds would tell you, then I'm feeling you. Sometimes I swear your eyes be telling me the same thing.
Even though no words are exchanged, it's like something happens when they look at each other, like they've met before. But James tells himself it can't be.
She fuck with small town niggas, I got bigger dreams.
As it becomes clearer that this girl is out of his league, James just retreats and enters in a self-defense state of mind. You know what? She only dates with inferior men. So he goes back to his corner. But as he's staring back from afar, he's like, this. I'm sick and tired of always being left aside. This time, I'm not gonna lose this.
I'm staring at you from afar. I wonder about you, like where you from and who you are. Cause you a star. Man, I'm not the type to snort the white lines. I'm in the type to light the nighttime. I heard you got a man, but who in their right mind laying you out the house alone? Baby, tell me, is your house at home? Nigga! That's all.
That makes it so he's determined to get this girl's number.
I heard you got a man, but who in they right mind letting you out the house alone?
You've got a man, right? But like, where is he? Staring at her from afar, it made it obvious that she doesn't seem to have a lot of feelings for this guy.
Tell me, is your house or home? Why you in the club looking like you out the zone?
Not only she seemed to be looking for something else, but they kept exchanging these looks without even talking, right? And James tries his luck for the first time.
Now be discreet and pull out your phone and put my number in it.
This boyfriend is probably lurking around, and the second he sees what's happening, he's probably gonna beat up James. But you know what? Whatever.
Every loser gotta win and every winner gotta lose someday.
That's how he sees it. And
if I had my way, then you would be mine. Whew. Tap in, bro, for real. If you ain't tapped into to the magic of Jermaine Cole, you gotta tap in. That nigga, he one of the ones, nigga. Ain't no big three, it's just big him. He won. He numero uno one, nigga. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck.
She keeps looking at him. No angry boyfriend seems to come out of the crowd, which is at least good.
They say it's just a matter of time, and if I had my way, then you would be mine.
It's not the start of anything serious. James just sees a golden opportunity and shoots his shot, hoping to win for once.
And then at the end, he's like, I know you were meant for me, but darling, don't you wait for me, cause I could see the promised land, but I can't do no promising. And I know you were meant for me, but darling, don't you wait for me, cause I can see the promised land, but I can't do no promising. Like, it's nothing serious, but you the one, my nigga. Like, ooh, I love her. Like, what he just said, like, you know what I'm saying? He's talking about some, it's nothing serious. Like, at that point, he said, like, I can't do no promising. Yeah, I can't do no promising, but you the one for me. Like, I know you were meant for me, but I can't do no promising, my love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is tough.
She gives him the phone back, and as she walks away, he looks at it to see a number written down. As James grows older, his job doesn't change, but one thing that does change massively is his perception.
How long can I survive with this mentality?
He starts to see his mortality. He starts to see his mortality through how twisted and how almost, I want to say, weak his mentality is. Cause that real nigga shit where I'm selling. I'm pushing that shit like I'm Pusha T, nigga. It's cool and all, but how long can you survive with that mentality? And James shows that you don't last too long when you think like that. That's all I'm gonna say.
When he was young, he felt invincible. He felt like Scarface. But as he sees more violence, experiences more terrible things, he's stuck with this dilemma. Do I keep just doing this a little longer, or stop while I still can? James is getting tired. His life is like a repetition.
And the answer to that question for everybody who does this shit is you stop while you're fucking ahead, nigga. You stop. Because I want you to understand something. The house always wins. The house always wins. You gotta find another way, nigga. Or else they gonna put you as a brick in the way, nigga. Let me stop.
Of the very last day, and he's losing patience as his phone rings constantly for the same reasons.
Niggas hit my phone when they want some shit. Bitches hit my phone when they
And in James's voice, there's even a sense of boredom that takes place. While on Deja Vu, there was this fire inside James to get this girl. On this song, it's clear a significant time has passed, and getting a girl in his bed just for the night isn't as fun anymore. And same goes for the hustling he's been doing. But on top of that,
damn it, won't be long before I disappear. Damn it, won't be long before I...
This line is repeated 4 times because all the violence he sees and getting used to, as time goes on, he could end up on the wrong end of that violence.
You call it running, I call it escaping. Start a new life in the foreign.
This fear of death grows as time goes on, and at this point, he just wishes to escape, start a new life somewhere else.
And on the actual song For Your Eyes Only, there's a bar in there where he does talk about he feels like his days are numbered. And this is a prelude to that feeling in that song.
It's easy to think, well, James, just do something else. But
But he's a felon. And felons can't do too much of nothing.
what? It goes back to the idea that J. Cole presents on Immortal. The fact that there's societal bonds for black men in lower class neighborhoods. And especially for James, who's already got a felony, this makes it already hard to find a job, but paired up with the systemic racism.
Mind you, it's already hard to find a fucking job without a felony. So how much more with a felony? You're basically fucked. The system has fucked this dude. Actually, just fucked.
We see in America, it's near impossible.
If it's not true, then shit, you know somebody got this type of mentality. This is a live for the moment mentality. I can't think about tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. I'm trying to get through fucking today.
With this vil mentality, you don't think about the future. You don't conceptualize the good or bad things that can happen to you eventually. It's a closeted mindset of I'm only focusing on today. What messages you're getting on your phone. Make sure to watch out for the cops. Keep that pride and image up to keep being real. You're stuck.
Because you gotta remember, real niggas don't die, right? Real niggas don't die. That pride, real niggas don't die.
Cycle. Groundhog Day.
It's ironic, but it's also extremely uplifting. Because real niggas don't die. But bitch, I swear to God, real niggas don't die. On me, real niggas don't die. It's so funny that you can look at that bar in like many ways. You can, in 2 ways. You can look at it and be ironic. Oh, I guess real niggas don't die, huh? But on me, real niggas don't die. On God, real niggas don't die. Y'all know.
When my dad died, he got shot. His friends set him up. Sometimes when I'm in my room, I get mad at my mama when she be mean to me. And she say, clean up. I say,
Nigga play me never.
There's really these 2 sides of James that grapple with this dilemma. The one that thinks about the future sees something bad happening down the road.
Nigga said, don't know my name never. Don't know my name never. Don't know my name never. Like, it's so crazy. Like, that real nigga shit hit you right here. But it's also ironic because it's like, bro, you're cooked. Your life is fucked. But god damn it, it's like the genjutsu of the real nigga. It be eating me. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy.
And the one that thinks about today, that's settled in a routine, has pride to keep up, and from that, income.
Give up my pride never. Show my pain never. Dirt on my name never.
The more introspective side we've seen of James is not a side he wants to show to the world he lives in. So this pride he exhibits, it's also a way to cope with the anxieties he's been living with.
How long can I survive with this mentality? stop now.
So, with no reason to slow down or
And you heard J. Cole in the background talk about don't stop now. There's nothing you can do. You got to keep walking that path. And he suffers for it, bro. He suffers for it.
stop, the question really becomes more literal. Like, seriously, how long can James survive if he only thinks about where he's gonna be at the end of the day?
I get mad and I say, I wish my dad was here.
They say love finds you when you least expect it, and for James, an unexpected event changes everything.
I never felt so alive.
Turns out that number he got from this girl at the club ended up being much more than just a fling for the night.
Catch me.
I swear, man, being in love, that shit make you feel weak, nigga. It make you feel weak. Because sometimes, in real life, you know what I'm saying, you can't really just be out here goddamn, moving how you move. Like, because we got a girl, like, you got to be extremely soft and tender. You feel me? And in the real world, that tender shit gets you slapped. I ain't gonna lie. But with your girl, it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's just so different. And this is why I really like, that song connect with me deeply. Because it's like, yo, like, I ain't no puss ass nigga. Like, I ain't no bitch. But like, damn, like, sometimes you just, that softness, it'll get you, bro. No cap.
Catch me.
In fact, he said it himself when they first met. If I had it my way, you would be mine. Well, now,
She's mine.
I've fallen in love for the first time.
and it might not sound like the craziest thing, but
It's not, and that's the thing I really respect about this song, because the critique people have about this album is, it's very sonically simplistic and it's that and third, which it is sonically simplistic, but the messaging, it's a real life messaging. You don't need the craziest production to give a real life messaging. This is not something you listen to, oh, we in the club, we bopping, moving. This is something you listen to where it's like it's like you relate to it in a very deep, intimate way. You know what I'm saying? Like that feeling of being around someone you love, and I've never felt so alive. You can't play that in the club. This is for your eyes only. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for James, it really makes him re-question everything about his life.
I wanna cry, and I ain't even trying to fight it. Don't wanna die.
This big tough guy shell that he built for the past years, it all tears down when he's by your side.
Every time you go to sleep, you look like you in heaven.
James doesn't want to live with a mentality that
man said, for you, watch out the tough guy shit. All this other guy shit. Think about you, think about you, think about you, think about you. Think about you, think about you, think about you, think about you. Damn, it feels good to have you. Nigga, that shit, right? I'm frontal right here, cut.
just makes him think about where he'll be at the end of the day. He wants to make sure that years and years down the line, he's still with her.
I wanna tell the truth to you. I wanna talk about my days as a youth.
As they sit beside each other, James needs to tell her why he became this person he clearly isn't.
Exposing you to all my demons and the reasons I'm this way.
If there's one person that'll listen or have a chance of understanding, it's gotta be her.
It would take more than some years to get all over all
And,
my...
and one thing I really respect about that girl was that she gave him the chance to feel that way in the first place. You know what I'm saying? To feel like he could speak about his days as a youth to her. It hit different. That nigga got real trauma. He talking about it, and he feels comfortable enough to let that out to be seen by another person. That's real, bro.
fears from the lack of having father and the passing of my peers.
So he tries to explain, fearing judgment from his lover. But before he's even done,
While I'm too scared to expose myself, it turns out you know me better than I know
they're
myself.
made for each other. She understands James.
She gets him.
You get me. She loves him.
But there also
It's
seems to
sweet.
still be fear in that song.
catch me, don't you catch me.
Which cements that James really doesn't want anything bad to happen to him now. It's like he's asking, whatever happens in the future, just let me hold on to this a little longer.
Hey, bro, and if I had to have a third or fourth favorite song on this album, it would be Change. Change is so sonically and lyrically brilliant. Oh my god, I love this song. My intuition to tell me there'll be better
On
days.
Change, it's clear we're at a pivotal point of James's story, as he's finally found something to live for. This girl is everything to him, so in order to protect himself, but most importantly, protect her, it's obvious he needs to make a change.
But whenever I meditate, my fears alleviate, my tears evaporate, my faith don't deviate, ideas don't have a date, but see I'm going and getting stronger with every breath. Oh my god, everything, bro. Oh my god, I feel like when I listen to the song, I have all the lyrics like activated, but when I don't listen to it,
Already starting to implement changes to himself and his surroundings.
Bringing me close to the heaven's doors with every step. As we speak, I'm at peace, no longer.
Changes to himself like meditating, alleviating those anxieties he's been grappling with, but also getting closer to God.
Most niggas don't believe in God, and so they terrified. It's either that or they be fearing they gon' go to hell.
And an internal change by becoming increasingly more vocal and truthful. His other dealers around him are scared of God because in this cycle of violence, they are sinners. James even says like how they perceive God is how they perceive the criminal justice system, the white folks that control the jail. But
and that was a very, very like introspective, and not only introspective, but very intersectional bar. Intersecting religion with the criminal justice system like that. Like they be thinking, they be fearing, like they feel like God is like the white man with jail. Like it's, that's a very deep bar. You could write an essay about that. You could write an essay about just that bar, like a 600-word essay just about that bar alone.
James says, hey, if God is real, he'd never judge you like they do because he knows everything.
He would understand the ignorance to
Make a nigga take his brother life. The bitterness of pain that got him beating on his white
Community
man.
isn't inherently evil. They're stuck in a cycle of violence and trauma. A kid just doesn't wake up one day and dreams of dealing.
They want to sell drugs. They seek an escape from the pain of their surrounding, and feel like slanging that on and selling that dope is the only way to walk out that motherfucker, bruh. And that's just how it is.
Coke when they're older.
Like, I know you desperate for a change, let the pen glide, but the only real change come from inside.
And it's obvious to look at external factors like racism and poverty and say if those problems were fixed, a kid like James wouldn't have to become a drug dealer. And even though that's true, James says what's gonna make a real change is how you act and think as an individual.
It's like we gotta turn.
That is true, yes. Societally speaking, racism and all that stuff, if that went away, James would have a much easier time in life coming up. However, you can still be surrounded by perfect circumstances and still be a piece of fucking shit. I.e., like, I don't know, Donald Trump. That nigga's a rapist and he grew up a millionaire. How are you a millionaire raping bitches? That's crazy as fuck. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but if James... so James understands that though, yes, racism and poverty, like those, if those are fixed, you have an easier chance at making a real life for yourself. At the end of the day, if you're a piece of shit, the only thing that can change to make you not be a piece of fucking shit is here. This is how it goes.
Our sights, like from outward at the system, which is totally wrong. Like completely wrong, but we got to turn our sights from like looking outward at the system and how wrong it is to like inward and like how we've been affected by it and how we can like.
And I appreciate the messaging because you have to understand this problem is a two-sided coin. As I hold a dime in my hand, the problem is it's internal as in how we deal with ourselves and our emotions, but it's also external because the system is fucking disgustingly racist and disgustingly like classist. But there's also the internal as well. We can never forget the internal, but let us not forget the external as well. You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's more of an external problem than it is an internal problem. Because once you're out, because when the outside is better, I feel like like your inside, like if you're not poor and hungry and starving, you're less likely to commit crime. Simple as that. Because you have. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it goes.
Work every day to like clean ourselves.
My chosen religion.
Jesus peace, frozen from sinning.
Doing dirt, hoping to God, he know my intent.
So James is getting closer to
To sin, man, if I see a casket, I got a baby on the window, he gonna be a bastard. I'm gonna fast like I'm in a drag race. And I cashed this. When I was a senior, I was balling on my classmates. Niggas, man.
God. He knows he's doing wrong, but he hopes God can see the reason why he's doing this.
To see a million before I see a casket. I got a baby on the way, no, he gon' be a bastard. I'm living fast.
We learn James is going to be a father soon, and he wants to give the best chances and opportunities for his baby, so there needs to be cash flow coming in. But there's urgency in that statement. He knows his baby will be a bastard. Basically a way to say, I might die or go to jail before that.
My lifestyle destined for a federal facility for my ability to make them birds fly.
James is locked in a corner. He knows the longer he stays a drug dealer, the sooner he'll be killed or locked up. But as soon as he stops, the dreams and ambitions of his future child are snuffed out.
I just apply. It's economics. My business ain't got the suit and tie. Keep a pistol at all times.
He's grappling.
And he's grappling with the situation of the business he conducts. You know what I'm saying? My business don't got the suit and tie. The shit we do, that's not suit and tie. That's straight murder, mayhem, and madness. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep that thing on me at all times, because niggas want what's mine. It's simple. But it's so deep.
With the fact that he wants to grow old with his girlfriend and see his baby grow up. But what good is it for if that baby just ends up doing the exact same thing as James? He needs to change that. Save his kid before it's too late.
I reminisce back to a time of niggas.
When niggas threw their hands. All of a sudden, niggas popping trunk and then we scram. Figure on trigger, let a little nigga understand what it's like to finally be the motherfucking man. Eyes wide, that's why the power from the car feels. Niggas die over bitches disrespecting dollar bills. Blood shed into the city to a battlefield. I call it pussy, you call it real. That's how you feel?
Through their hands, all of a sudden niggas popping trunk and then we scram.
These days, instead of people fighting with their bare fists, they just wait out in a corner, shoot at each other, and scram.
Finger on trigger, make a little nigga understand what it's like to finally be the motherfucking man.
On Immortal, when James was just a young drug dealer, there was this pride that motivated him. Now it's different. Now that he's matured and has people to live for, he looks over this kind of violence negatively now. Most of the violence might be perpetrated.
Somebody laid on the concrete. Look, somebody laid on the concrete. That's how the nigga...
Perpetrated by individuals who don't understand the full consequences of it yet. In other words, he fears he might die because of
Overcame with a feeling I can't explain, because that was my nigga James I was slaying. He was 22.
a young man, like who he was back then.
Bloodshed then turned the city to a battlefield. I call it poison, you call it real. That's how you feel.
There's this question of what's the definition of being real. All this pride, this street cred, the power he feels behind a trigger, James realizes this is not what makes you real. This is poison. That's an internal factor that keeps this cycle going. And that's the real change.
James at this point in chain understands that y'all call it poison. I mean, I call it poison. That's how you feel? Like, bro, y'all niggas is y'all are lost.
By saying it out loud and proudly, James is not doing this anymore.
Pistols be popping and niggas dropping a heartbeat. Scatter
But it's too late. It's too late.
like roaches, a body laid on the concrete.
But even at this point in the story, making this internal change right away doesn't shield him from all the violence around him.
Body laid on the concrete. Look, somebody laid on the concrete.
As he sees the direct consequences of every little moment that led him to where he is right now, James feels unbelievably terrified.
No time for that, ain't no looking back, cause I'm running too. I made it home, I woke up and
No way he does what I think he's about to do. Stop playing. Stop playing. Oh, this is gonna hit y'all niggas so deep. Oh my god. If you had listened to this album, this is gonna hit y'all niggas so deep.
But as he turns on the TV, James realizes
Yeah, I think I already kind of spoiled it when I wrapped the last part of it.
it's already too late.
Watch the perspective switch. It's gonna make y'all niggas think this shit a fucking this a BET movie or something, nigga.
With a feeling I can't explain, cause that was my nigga James that was slain. He was 20.
It wasn't even. It was Jermaine. Jermaine watched him get fucking murdered at 22. I overcame with a feeling I can't explain, cause that was my nigga James that was slain. He was 22. Ooh. Y'all hear that? Y'all heard the melody in the background? Y'all hear that melody? Ooh.
Assuming J. Cole was about the same age as James when they were friends, about 18 years ago at night at around 7:45, James was shot and passed away. He was only 22 years old.
We got to do better, people. 22.
This part is also where it becomes clear that for all this time, it wasn't James that was telling a story, but J. Cole. For Your Eyes Only is allegedly the true story of a friend of Cole who already passed away.
But this has got to end, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to come together.
On For Whom the Bell Toll, it's
And what I really like about J. Cole, you gotta ignore the blender in the background. What I really like about J. Cole is his ability to turn his pain into art. That it's like he just has his power to turn his pain, that loss into melody, and we get shit like this.
not a coincidence that there's so much fear and a feeling that something terribly bad is gonna happen.
Another tragedy in the black community.
Immortal is essentially a eulogy for James. Looking back on that song, it completely changes the perspective. Being real is not about being young and feeling invincible. James was real because he made the internal change and spoke his truth. The chorus, 1745, also relates to the hour he passed away, but also 17 minutes and 45 seconds after that line, James dies.
This is beyond words.
It's heart-wrenching to hear this redemption story.
I remember one time RDC they was playing a game. I think it was locked. It wasn't Lockdown. It was Lethal Company, and Leland was singing that last part of the song. He was like, overcame with a feeling I can't explain, because that was my nigga James that was slain. He was 22, and I heard that part, and I swear I listened to that song before, but it didn't hit me when I first listened to it until I heard him say that shit, and it hit me. I was like, overcame with a feeling I can't explain, because that was my nigga James that was slain. He was 22. I felt that. I was like, I don't even know who James is. Never knew him. He died way before I was born. I was born 2006. No, he died a year after I was born. I was born 2006. But I'm still thinking like, damn, like that shit hit me like right here, like fuck.
Story have James go through feeling lost and not knowing where to go, being thrown into a world of crime very young without much of a choice, being brought out of there by the love he had for his family, but at the last second being swallowed by this
At the
violence.
last second when he made that internal change, swallowed by death immediately. It's so sad.
He tried so hard to separate himself from. And it's natural to ask, like, why is J. Cole even telling the story? But even though it seems like we've reached the end of it, there's surprisingly a pretty huge part of it we're still missing.
Lil Nina.
As it becomes clear that the perspective of James and Cole are rather intertwined in a way, Neighbors starts the second part of the album, and it's where we zoom out of James's life and take a look at our narrator.
Yeah. I don't want no picture with the president. I just want to talk to the man.
J. Cole, in 2016, as he was writing this album, went to speak with President Obama, along others like Pusha T and DJ Khaled, to discuss criminal justice reform. And right away, he's kind of cold and focused on one thing. He's not here for a picture or to look good hanging out with President Obama. He's here with James on his mind.
Speak for the boys in a bando, and my nigga never walking again. Apologize if I'm hopping again.
Cole paints a good picture of where he is at that point of his life. Obviously, he's very successful, but still aware of the challenges and hard work he did to get there.
Or a nigga that can sing and explain all the pain that it cost him. My 16 should have came with a coffin.
Just to put that into perspective, a study from around the time that album was released said that in America, just 50% of black youth felt confident that they would live to be 35.
But one thing is for sure, that the fame is exhausting. That's
It's bro, I ain't even. And they thought they was gonna die like, before they even reached 20. Before they even reached 25. I ain't even grow up that rough, but I look at I didn't feel like I was gonna see. I didn't really feel like I was gonna see like 30. I ain't even grow up that rough for real. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't. But I don't know. Sometimes, man, it would get sticky sometimes, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And I lived a very comfortable life in some suburbs, nigga. But like, you know what I'm saying? Even in my extremely peaceful life, sometimes it got really sticky really fast for no reason. It was weird.
why I moved away. I needed privacy, surrounded.
But as I said, J. Cole is massively successful, just looking for a quiet place to settle down for a little while, and decides to rent a house in North Carolina.
Crib has got a big old backyard. My niggas stand outside and pass cigars, filled with marijuana, laughing.
There is nothing that special about it. It's in a quiet neighborhood. The way he describes it, it's a vacation, right?
Wait, I think police is at the door.
Luckily, I'm pretty sure he wasn't there, but they swatted him. That shit was weird.
This is real footage from March 18th, 2016, when a SWAT team raided the shelter, as Cole calls it. And you may be asking yourself, why? Turns out they received complaints from the neighbors who saw black men entering and leaving the house.
They couldn't fathom that these niggas actually had the money to do what they was doing. So because black men were leaving and entering the fucking house, they assumed they was trapping or doing some illegal activities because they're fucking racist, nigga. Like,
Smoking on the porch and thought, that's it. They are selling drugs. Thankfully, no one was in the house when this happened. But like, someone could have gotten killed because of that. In fact, one of J. Cole's producers had just gone out to lunch and came back to see the SWAT team in the house.
Some things you can't.
mind you, he's a professional producer. That's his job. And they still think these niggas was selling. That's crazy.
Death, taxes, and a rate. Cis society that make.
Obviously, a huge aspect of this album is about racism, and this song is a real-life anecdote or example of that. Even though it's the only song that diverges from James's story, it still attaches itself perfectly to it.
I can't sleep cause I'm paranoid. Black and a white man territory.
Cole starts to feel fear, actually.
Cops bust in with the army guns. No evidence of the harm we done.
Like, look at this shit. One of the cops could have just decided, they're aggressive, I'm gonna shoot because I act.
Like, look at the artillery they're bringing into this fucking house. Look at that shit. Look how fucking massive that fucking gun. That shit got a silencer on it, bruh. For what? They don't even move this deadly when they're killing actual criminals, bruh. These niggas pussy. Fuck.
In self-defense. This could have gone terribly bad.
Just a couple neighbors that assume we
Look at them trying to remove the cameras. They're weird.
playing thing. Only time they see us, we be on the news and change. Damn.
Just because of some stupid stereotypes from the neighbors who live in a primarily white community, and that's the only reference they have, a black man on the porch smoking.
Okay, the neighbors think I'm selling dope.
Both sides act in fear of one another when it's just two neighbors.
But one side has more systemic power because of their race, while one side is the actual victim of the situation. J. Cole, he ain't do shit wrong. These white niggas is weird.
Who happen to be white and black.
Selling dope, selling dope.
Motherfucker, I am.
The track still ends with a twist, with Cole saying, well, actually, you know what? I am selling dope. Perhaps a metaphor for his music. But I think this is actually where James' story takes the centerpiece again. As you're gonna see in the next tracks, we switch back to James.
I'm moving back to the south side.
Even though we know the end of James's story, it's still not complete. It's like between She's Mine Part 1 and Change, we still have missing pieces of a puzzle. And it starts with folding clothes.
I wanna fold clothes for you. I wanna make you feel good.
And right away, it makes more sense that this song comes right after She's Mine, where James's life completely changed.
Baby, I wanna do the right thing. Feel so much better than her own thing.
Turns out that simple things like just folding clothes, taking a nap with your partner, making breakfast.
That simple thing where he's just like, it's just so simple, like folding clothes and shit. I'm just folding clothes and shit on my baby. The simple shit like that. It just, you know what I'm saying? It do it for a nigga, bro. No cap.
This mean so much more to James than anything he's done before.
Woke up this morning feeling like the best version of me. So happy
And it's even amplified by the fact he's gonna be a father soon.
I'm practicing being present. There's nowhere I need to be.
Sit right here with you.
But you might
Y'all catch that? I'm practicing being present. He acknowledges the power of mindfulness and presence, especially in a big moment like your girl about to give birth. You gotta be present and mindful in it, and even something as simple as folding clothes. No cap.
call that in Change, James was still grappling with his pride and his softer side. If we're thinking about that hard, proud figure he always had to keep up as a dealer.
I never thought I'd see the day I'm drinking almond milk. You soft, I wanna fold clothes for you.
This is hilarious as a line, that the fact that he's now drinking almond milk tears down his street cred, but it still sets well where James was.
It be the simple shit. She got a nigga out here drinking almond milk. What? Girl, you know I want to fold. I want to fold clothes with you now.
At that point of his life.
Niggas from the hood is the best actors. We the ones that gotta wear our face backwards.
These little things, like almond milk, that slowly take a bigger part of James's life. He says these are weaknesses on the street, and it makes him realize how they're both...
Niggas in that motherfucker really laugh at you for drinking almond milk, on God. They'll roast you for that shit. Man, nigga, you drink almond milk? You goddamn vegan motherfucker. Like, you vegan little bitch. Like, yo.
Such different worlds.
Put your frown on before they think you
Soft.
soft. Never smile long or take your defense off.
This happiness that James feels right now, he needs to always leave it at home, because this isn't a place where he can show any sign of vulnerability.
I got a Glock 40 and a Lil 9, ready for the day a nigga pull mine.
Because in this city, unfortunately, we already know this, but anything can happen. But James has got different plans.
Gotta learn to speak in ways that's unnatural, just to make it through the job interview.
Because at this point, he's already looking to get better at job interviews and find a steady, normal job.
Peeking through the blinds, I see the sun now.
As he looks ahead through the window, it's not pouring anymore. He can see clearly a way out.
I see her still sleeping and it feels like maybe everything is gonna be alright.
Rest in peace of James, for real. That shit crazy.
He You'd think the second part of She's Mine keeps talking about James's girlfriend, right? But without any words yet, we get it's not the case. This song...
Lil Nina born. She here now, man. She here now. She here now.
Is entirely dedicated to the newborn daughter of James, little Nina.
For you, I dropped the tough guy shit. On this bus, I sit thinking about you.
To James, there's nothing that affects him more than Nina. It completely surpasses all that shit he's lived before. This is meaningless as long as she's his. It's not for nothing they say your life completely changes once you have a child.
Giving me a chance to feel special to somebody in the world where they not loving me.
James's world becomes Nina. This world that pushed him towards all the wrong places. He realizes how much he doesn't want that anymore.
But if I had a magic wand to make the evil disappear, it means that there would be no Santa Claus.
James wants a world with no evil for Nina. But he asks himself, like, what?
And J. Cole's also talking about capitalism in that last bar. You know, he's talking about there'll be no Santa Claus because all he pushes is like basically capitalism and shit. But we really focused on Nina though. No Nina, man, no cap. Bro, her birth was a major like wake up moment in the album for me personally. Like I don't got no kids, but nigga, I'm like, damn, it's different now, James. You can't do what you be doing, nigga. You gotta move differently now. You got a little baby now, nigga. Like all that street shit over with. It's time to be a square. No cap.
Would it be like if all evil could go away? Would there be anything left? He takes the example of Santa Claus, for example.
Because what he represents is really greed and the need to purchase shit from corporations that make it...
Sorry, kids, but Santa Claus is a marketing ploy. To a kid, it's Christmas joy and cheer and free gifts, but to a working class family who's barely getting around, it's stuff they need to buy.
Every Black Friday just to get some shit they can't afford, even with...
It's also like James starts teaching his daughter, like, real joy doesn't come from money.
We just swiping shit here.
We don't love, we just liking shit here. Ooh. Deep.
Just liking shit here.
And Nina teaches him back what life really is all about.
You are now the reason that I fight. I ain't never did
nothing this right in my whole life. Got me feeling, am I worthy of this gift? Am I strong enough to live into a place where I can see someone more important than me? Oh my God. Someone more important than me.
Nothing this right in my whole life.
There's nothing higher and better or more valuable than love. In a way, he's won at life.
Am I worthy of this gift?
Look.
Am I strong enough to live?
That question of asking himself, am I worthy enough to be her father? That's some of the deepest shit I've ever heard, because this nigga come from nothing. So he don't even know if he's worthy enough to be more than just some drug dealing nigga on the street. Am I worthy enough to be her father? Like, that shit crazy.
He's so happy that he's like, do I even deserve this for all I've done? But he asks himself, above all, is he strong enough to lift her?
To a place that I can see. To a place that I can see. Someone more important than me.
James didn't have the chance to get lifted up by his parents, but maybe he could do it for Nina.
That's the ego taking credit for what God made. Fuck this album shit. Hey mama, look what God...
But above all, for James, Nina is an undeniable fact that there's someone watching over him.
There is a God. It is a God.
But still, in this moment, he doesn't know how he deserves to be so happy.
It is a God. I never felt so alive.
That someone has brought this little angel into his life.
I never felt so alive. I never felt so alive.
And that no matter what happens, he's gonna do everything in his power to love his little girl and make sure she lives a life he did not live himself.
Catch me, don't you?
There is a reason why this tape doesn't end with the death of James, because to whomever needs to hear it, that's what he would want anybody to remember at the end, is that...
Not that I died because I got shot, But remember, because on his tombstone, don't forget it said, "Rest in peace to a loving father and husband." Because that's who he was. He wasn't just some goddamn street nigga. He was a loving father and a husband. A real nigga. Let's keep going, bro.
James's love for his daughter was unconditional.
And now, arguably one of the most important songs of the album. I love every song of this album, actually. I can't lie. I like Deja Vu the most, but everything else is number 2. Sorry. This album is perfect. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Everybody's saying, like I said in the first few minutes of the video, they said the album was too simplistic. It was too this. It was too that. Y'all just not listening. Y'all trying to be overly impressed by sound effects. No, bitch. This is a real story about a real person. Y'all looking for sound effects. Yo, y'all are weird.
Yeah.
In the album's 8-minute-long closing track, it sheds a light on why this album was even made.
For your eyes.
Like the way this song is played at the end, it makes it feel like we're not even supposed to hear this. This is supposed to be just for Nina. We not supposed to hear this shit. That's how it made me feel. I felt like I was intruding on someone's life at the end when I heard it. I was like, we're not supposed to hear this. This is not for us. But his story is a real story. Cause he a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
First of all, the title of the record is said numerous times, For Your Eyes Only. Other than being an obvious reference to Tupac's album, All Eyes on Me, it means that whatever James has left to say, it's probably in form of a message to someone in particular.
Niggas be dying on the daily. It seems my dreams faded for far too long. The consequence.
But what's clear is that the title
can't visualize myself as nothing but a criminal. Control the block and serving rocks to stay subliminal. Cause young niggas is hard-headed and letting off, full of adrenaline, ignorant to what death can cause.
track serves initially as a retrospective or resume of his life.
Can't visualize myself as nothing but a criminal. Control the block, serving up rocks and stay.
And it starts with him as a young dealer, controlling the block and contributing to the cycle of violence.
Cause young niggas is hard-headed, they letting off, full of adrenaline, ignorant.
James talks about the hard-headedness that comes with being a criminal, being young and oblivious of the consequences of your actions, but he also...
That nigga went from wanting to die like Scarface to being scared he wasn't strong enough to lift his daughter. Makes you think for real. Makes you think for real, bruh.
also paints a picture of the consequences it has on his family as well.
And my daughter gotta eat. Her mama be stressing me like I ain't the one who put them J's on.
That job, it's his way to provide with his family and at the same time to help his daughter not fall into the same path he did.
I might be low for the moment, but I will bounce back despite the charges.
But there's inconsistencies in that story, right? Like, remember on Folding Clothes when he said he's practicing job interviews, changing his ways so he can leave this criminal world. Why does he still come back to it in the end? It doesn't make sense.
This is hell and I don't mean that hyperbolic. I tried to find employment even if it's white but tallest.
With a story that was told in fragments, it was pretty hard to grasp details of why stuff is happening the way it is, especially for why James is staying as a criminal.
But these felonies be making life the hardest, resisting the temptation to run up and swipe a wall.
James is not just locked in this criminal lifestyle because of the money.
It almost feels like if this was a TV show, it would feel like they were playing the episodes out of order on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Y'all catching my drift? Like, y'all know when y'all watch a TV show, there's some TV shows they'll play like certain episodes out of order on purpose to like build a story that doesn't really follow a chronological order, but more of a thematic order. You know what I'm saying?
He already has felonies, which makes it pretty much impossible to find any kind of job.
I'll run up on your yard, snatch your daughter bike and pawn it. That's why I write this sonnet.
In this final message, James has the goal of explaining everything, why he did everything he did in the way he did it, a lesson for a little girl he leaves behind.
If the pressure get too much for me to take and I break, play this tape for my daughter and let her know my life is on it.
For Your Eyes Only is not an album by J. Cole. This tape is meant to be played for Nina. He's writing it in the case he can't find another job, cracks and gets back to a criminal lifestyle, knowing very well it will mean his death.
For your eyes, do you understand? For your eyes, do you understand?
And this completely changes the narrative. Not only it tells us why we're listening to this story, but during this time, he was looking for another job. What makes it even sadder is that he went back to being a drug dealer out of the pressure of not being able to provide for his family, to offer a viable...
Because the system it throws labels on you, right? The American system, it can make you a slave for a crime. But when it can't make you a slave for a crime by putting you behind bars and making you do slave shit, it throws the term felony on you. And now you have no other way to really get anything in this life. Because once you're deemed a felon, you're deemed dangerous, untrustworthy, right? And sometimes you are an untrustworthy piece of shit. But in the case of people like James, just a nigga without no direction, that don't mean you a piece of shit. You do piece of shit things, but you just don't got no direction. Shit crazy.
future for his daughter.
You probably grown now, so the song will hit you. If you hearing this, unfortunately means that I'm no longer.
And he wanted Nina to know. And if it's not in person, this tape is at least played for her to make her understand why her dad isn't there anymore.
My pops was killed too, so I know how part of you feels. Maybe you hate me, maybe you...
Because we know indirectly that Nina took the death of her father in a pretty rough way. From Back in Ville Mentality, where we have the scene where Nina slammed the door to her room.
I seen far too many niggas hopes right. I'm writing this because me and the devil had a dance.
But ultimately, the tape continues with James teaching lessons to his daughter.
But daddy had dreams once, my eyes had a gleam once.
Notably in hopes of still having her follow her dreams, like he didn't have the chance.
Innocence disappeared by the age of 8 years. My pop shot up, drug related.
Back when he was a kid, James didn't get the chance to be lifted up by his parents.
So granny raised me in projects where thugs was hanging, blood was staining the concrete.
But living with his grandmother didn't stop the fact he was pulled into that world extremely young.
Older niggas I love talk like they was above, man. Picked up the family business by the age of 13.
James started selling drugs at 13 years old, which explains why he was so bound to crime. He was a child when he started.
6 years later was handed sentence.
Nigga was in middle school pushing that shit, bro. Middle school, baby, nigga. Balls barely just dropped, nigga. Pushing that shit. Cause he had no other way, nigga. Like, what that shit hurt. That shit hurt to hear for real, bro. Like, no cap. That shit hurts to hear, bro. Cause I know what the fuck I was when I was 13. I wasn't doing no shit like that. But then again, my circumstances was different than this man, bro. Like, maybe if I was in that same circumstance, I'd do the same shit, bro. I don't even know.
Around the same time as when you came in this world.
And at 19, he went to jail for a while. At the same time Nina was born.
Me and your mama thinking, what the fuck we naming this girl? I told her Nina.
James picked the name Nina, which he thought was the prettiest name he could think of. There's a bunch of different meanings for Nina, but one, for example, would be a 9mm handgun, perhaps saying how Nina was a way to protect him somehow, to save him.
And now I fear it's too late for me to ever be the one to set examples that was never set for me.
This little girl was everything to James, and he feared to rewrite the same story he lived, but with Nina as the main character.
And if my past becomes the death of me, I hope you understand.
Because you can't help but notice this cycle repeating. Parents that are involved in gang violence and drugs just makes it more likely their kids fall into that world with nothing else to look up to. This tape is not just a way to explain his story, it's to tell Nina to stay away from that world with everything she can.
There's several ways I could have went out, too many to count. Was it the young niggas blasting, frustrated cause the cash running out?
Throughout this album, one question that always comes back in many ways is what does it mean to be real? And that's something very important that James needs Nina to know.
See, baby girl, I realized my definition of a real nigga was skewed.
Immortal was exactly about what he's describing right now. Back then, to him, the definition of being real was shaped like a rap song. Immensely proud, braggadocious, keep the image up, don't fuck with me. Don't drink almond milk, of course, but it's how he perceived it.
That real niggas don't speak when they beef with you.
They just pull up on your street and let the heat achoo. Nigga, let that bitch blow.
Your street, let the heat.
There's no discussion. If two people have a problem against each other, it ends with one of them pulling the trigger. It's this constant search for power and influence, a barrier you build around yourself. That's what's real. As a father, he can't associate with that view anymore.
My worst fear is one day that you come home from school and see your father face while hearing about tragedy.
But if that's how James resolves conflicts with his enemies, the worst is gonna happen.
I got the strangest feeling your daddy gonna lose his life soon, and sadly if you listening now,
He's writing everything down for his daughter in case it happens, and at that point he's writing, it might not happen.
but maybe there's a chance that it's not, and this album remains locked.
And just keep on adding that part. Like, what?
Mr. Man, I just cannot cook this night. I'm tired. What are you gonna eat? There's no more rice.
I'll find something.
Like,
Oh no.
do noodles for you.
Yeah.
The noodles, no stew. I'll just do white noodles, but I'll put chicken.
Oh.
Put onions inside. You eat onions with noodles.
Yeah. It's like at this part of the album, they just keep on adding the fact that this could not happen. He might make it, he might live, but at the end of the day, we know James don't make it, nigga. So it's just so sad because he knew he was going down, but he was like, maybe I might be able to make it, you know. Be optimistic, you know what I'm saying?
But if it is the final thing he writes to Nina, on top of everything he's teaching her, there's only one thing that comes to mind.
I love you and I hope to God I don't lose you for your eyes on.
And it's like at the very end, even though he knows he's gonna die soon, he still wants to keep his pride intact and reiterates to Nina, this is for you only.
And then there's a perspective switch. Wait for that. Yeah. If you ain't heard this song before, there's a perspective switch.
As if he didn't want anybody else.
Yeah. Okay.
To see this vulnerable side of him.
One day your daddy called me.
He told me he had a funny feeling, but he'd been dealing with lately. He wasn't telling. I tried to pick his brains till he wasn't revealing, but I could feel the sense of panic in his voice and it was chilling. He said, Jermaine, I need you sisters with children. I never asked for nothing. But times were hard. I never had discussions with you, begging you to help me. I dealt with the repercussions of my actions. I need you to stem away from that shit. But that shit was in my blood. You know my life. I know your mama, nigga. Send my love. In case I never get the chance to speak again, I don't forget that we can spend sleeping at your crib. That's the way I wish my family lived. But my granny crib was in the jacks. I had to interject like, nigga, what you talking about? Fuck is you getting that? He said, listen, I got no time to dive into descriptions, but I've been having premonitions. It's called it vengeance from the other side. I got a feeling I won't see tomorrow. At the time I'm living on this bar. But that, man.
Told me he had a funny feeling.
One day, Cole received a call from his close friend. There wasn't any details of what he was living at the time, but one thing was very discernible, a sense of panic.
He said, Jermaine, I knew you since we was cheering. I never asked for nothing.
It sounds like James is about to ask a huge favor from Cole when he starts speaking like that.
Help me, I dealt with the repercussions of my actions. I know you tried to steer me away from that shit.
Cole is hearing James monologuing super fast about the fact he never asked for anything, never talked to Cole about the anxieties he was dealing with. He knows Cole was trying to steer him away from crime, but it was in his blood from back when he was a child. He's grateful for when Cole's mother used to let him sleep sleep at their house.
Nigga, what you talking about? Fuck is you getting that?
From the other end, it makes no sense.
He said, listen, I got no time to dive into descriptions, but I've been having premonitions.
He tells him about that pouring rain he's been seeing. The shape in the distance he can't see clearly, but he knows what it means.
I got a feeling I won't see tomorrow, like the time I'm living on is borrowed.
Still, Cole doesn't understand, but it doesn't matter, because it all comes down to this.
The only thing I'm proud to say, I was a father. Write my story down, and if I pass, go play it for my daughter when she ready.
And it's really crazy how he entrusted this duty to explain his life, his life to his to his daughter, to Cole. He entrusted that duty to Cole, and Cole, I ain't gonna lie, it's a pretty excellent job of it, bro. He painted this picture, man, of it, man. James, bro, for real.
Was of a favor, so that's why he's here today with Nina.
And so I'm leaving you this record for your eyes only. Don't you ever scratch or disrespect it.
And this tape, like Cole says, is just for her, but its message goes beyond that.
I dedicate these words to you and all the other children.
Because there are thousands of other fatherless children just like Nina.
Affected by the mass incarceration in this nation that sent your pops to prison when he needed.
As James's wish is finally fulfilled, Cole ultimately adds on to one question that wasn't fully answered.
Girl, your daddy was a real nigga, not cause he was cold.
He tells Nina, your dad was real, but not for the reasons you think.
Not because he was the first to get some pussy 12 years old. Not because he used to come through in the
It's not because he sold some drugs or was the first in his friend group to get a girl. Not because he kept that pride and image up. Not because he went to prison twice.
Not because he screamed fuck the law, although that was true. Your daddy was a real nigga cause he loved you. For your eyes on.
His realness didn't come from the outside of everything he was doing, of the gang shit that he was doing, of how he was very sexually promiscuous as a child, or how he was goddamn coming through in a caddy on some Vogues. None of that shit. It ain't come from that. His realness came from the fact that he felt deeply for you, Nina. Nigga loved you. You his world. And I know for a fact, I don't know for a fact, but I feel like I know when he was on that concrete after getting shot. I feel like he was definitely thinking about her. That's probably one of the last things that flashed in his eyes was Nina, little Nina, bro. This music is beautiful, bro. No cap. The instrumentals for all the songs of the album, world class. But with that being said, make sure y'all like and subscribe. Try to get to 1,000 subscribers. This was a deep dive into J. Cole's For Your Eyes Only. I can't lie. He did a really excellent job about digging deep into the mentality of James, into his life, into why he did the things that he did, into his regrets and his failings as a person, but also his wins as a person, his ability to find love, fall in love, drink almond milk, all that shit. And then the perspective switches with Cole and how Cole is basically explaining his story to his daughter at the final, in the end, Beautiful album, 10 out of 10. I don't know if it won any awards though. This shit should have won a Grammy though. I can't lie. But with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe. Try to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you have anything I want to react to, leave it in the comments down below. And I'll catch y'all next one. We out.